Eivor of the Raven clan. Do you like to drink?
As I like.
And do you like to...
I do.
Well, listen. Here these folk aren't impressed. They will only respect you for how... If you're sober, then leave, for there's not here for you.
Oh, I'll shut your big mouth while I finish my brew.
That's the spirit. Now make your wager. The ale's free to those who flight. I'll buy you... Ha! I like this one! Are you ready? What about one more drink before we begin? For luck.
For luck.
Your face is a wreck. You're a blight on the Norse.
Your face brings to mind the arse end of a horse.
Brilliant! 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 Yes! Have another drink.
So happy about getting insulted.
Yes, yes. Here's the next one. You're a pig-headed, ugly excuse for a Dane.
Well, you're thick-skulled and loathsome and lacking a brain.
You're brilliant. You're the smartest person I've ever met.
You hold your own.
Let's have another.
Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
champion, a winner. I'll claim the top prize.
Yigabraga, brothers, Ruslas.
That was the most incredible fighting I've heard in all my years. You are a wonder.
I say the same of you.
3 cheers for...
Okay.
Where's our husband yours? I'm fishing again.
So he says, but the only thing he ever catches is more gambling debts. I fear I
Now I
cannot
don't know where to
keep
go
him
for this
out.
fisherman person.
You're better off without that wastrel.
My husband should be back by now.
This
Are
lady.
you the wife of the man who fishes below the cliff?
My husband fishes there, yes, and I run the stall. Do you fancy some fine, fresh fish?
I found your husband.
And where is that fool? Drunk in some bed, working off a debt?
Dead, I fear. Some bandits crushed him with a rock, hoping to fleece him.
No! Why? That sweet fool, leaving me penniless.
I'm not gonna
Here,
freaking keep the
Take
ring,
this
dude.
ring. I found it on his body. It is rightfully yours.
His mother's ring. That fool. That damned, soft, loving fool. Thank you, stranger. At least I have this. Nary, they said. Marriage has left me naught but a poor widow, with nary a fish to sell.
Alright.
That lovesick fool. I warned him to stay away
At least
from...
she loved him. Good
Don't
lord.
be shy.
Complaining about marriage like that.
Made with the finest ingredients. I'm giving you such a good deal.
Elite damage, range resistance, critical chance. Here we go.
Such a wise
Light
choice.
resistance. Increased range when hitting weak points. So. We can get elite damage too, why not?
This comes from a faraway land.
Sell all the trinkets.
Can I tell people this used to be yours? Are you sure there is...
300 or so silver, okay. Don't have much time left, but we'll mess around with these. Hopefully these not gonna take long.
I call on you, nay, demand of you. I've been ready. I am ready. Fists up.
What?
Both
Oh shit.
take you.
Oh. God damn it. God damn it. I accidentally defended. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Dude! I keep getting hit by that. Dude, some of them are really quick. Okay.
Yield!
And what did Loki Rabbit promise?
The rabbit said nothing.
Let's use it. Okay.
Where are you off to, Loki?
Why can't I damage it? Probably because it's part of a quest. You know, I'm done with it. Yeah, I want to go here, then go up this way, save it, and then go up north up to here. So we'll kind of go the long way. And then we'll probably get off. That Orlog freaking game took so long, holy crap. Why am I not... What the hell is this, dude? Why am I not sprinting? Bro, man. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm on a horse for a reason, dude. Okay, I can't get one of these in a while. Defeat the enemy this time, alright. He didn't move for like a solid half second right there. Okay. Cool. Nice. Two more mysteries, okay. There mustn't be too much in that top section that I haven't like uncovered yet, because there's only one mystery, probably one artifact, and like 2 wells maybe left. Alby Forest. Another offerings, okay. Dude, there are so many world events that I've just completely forgotten about. Offerings, fly garage. Alright, what do I gotta give? 5 fabric, easy. there are not that many rules here. Oh wait, they're over there. I was gonna say there's not that many rules behind me. So I can get the horse. So I can. There you go. Go past him without getting bothered. Cursed area, okay. I think that's the third key for the that Jorvik chest.
Cast about this land, my
I'm
friend.
going to get this one. Shoot through there, maybe? No, there's opening on this side. There you go, up high, probably this tree. Yeah, there you go. There's arrows there. Great. Right, there's all the artifacts. So that's perfect to leave it for next time. So Jorvik, chest, and then we got 3 more wells. One here, probably 2 more in this region, and a mystery which is right there. Let's chuck in the skills. Oh, hello. Okay. Mastery points. You can invest. Alright, this is brand new. You can invest your mastery points in mastery nodes to increase stats on a specific branch. Let the fate go to pass. Slightly increases assassination damage, evasion, and health. Increase melee damage, melee resistance, and health. Range damage, range resistance, health. Okay, so I think we're going to go bear and raven. Don't need assassination. Don't really need evasion. So either. Probably all bear, honestly. Damage and resistance. I mean, evasion is useful. Alright, mastery point and skill points. So, okay, this is crazy. So, is this like not doing anything still? Okay. Let's just do these. So we're gonna have. We have 10 skill points. So we have enough to get everything, correct? 397, 398, 399. 400. Alright, mastery point. First one into bear. And there's our trophy for a mastery point. Spending on first mastery point, okay. So so from now on I'm just gonna I'll probably do one of each and then probably put everything into bear. Dope. Nah, that's real cool. I figured that was the case because I think Odyssey or Origins had that kind of same thing going on. Fabric. I don't really have any fabric left. Lucky I had 5. Then I wouldn't have been able to hand in what I had. Now this guy's in Hamptonshire and this guy's in Gloucester. Okay. That'll be forest. Storms long forgotten. Some say you can hear soft whispers in the laughter of children at night. Others say it's just the wind. Right, we got Halfdan, arguably the greatest son of the already great Ragnar Lothbrok. Halfdan led the vast heathen army that sacked London, conquered New York, and extorted every petty king from Exeter to Hadrian's Wall. That doesn't buy you around in Valhalla. What will? He had bested everyone, yet still he brooded and raged, unable to enjoy his ill-gotten riches. Look at that hammer he's got, that's sick. Sealed Norse leader, he followed Halfdan across the sea to England, aiding him at every step in his greatest conquest. He also embodied the curse of the loyal lieutenant, always overshadowed by his bigger, brasher master, yet Faravid faithfully followed every order, waiting for his day in the sun. Poor dude, and he had to get sacrificed for, again, Halfdan's madness, pretty much. Why can't I change? There we go. Nickel. But I want to take crit stack other critical hits. It's my damage at 9. Okay, so I want mentors. Upgrade that. Now, I think I remember Saints Heavy Chin increased critical chance when parrying. Critical chance when parrying, but I only get plus 10 though. These are when I attack from behind or attack an enemy on the ground. There's another critical chance one that I can get as well. Don't remember what it was though. Alright, so what Thane stuff have I got? Chest. And the braces, and that's pretty much it, right? Okay. So then I'll have to change this to mentors, which I don't even have. So I keep that Magister, Stain, Mentor, Thane, so it'll be 2 Thanes, and maybe change this to Mentor. I don't have this. I don't have Mentor over here either. Okay, shit. Let's swap Magisters. What have I got for Magister? Magister's Cloak and Boots. Keep that on, I guess. Any new runes? Red and purplish. Light resistance, rune of protection. Nope. Do I got anything? Light resistance 3.8, okay. No resistance, heavy resistance, melee damage. What I take off there? A melee resistance? Pretty sure. 2.8 melee resistance, 2.8, 2.1, okay. Oh no, 3.5 melee resistance. 2.8, 2.8, 2.8, 3.5. Heavy resistance, dark purple. 2.7 heavy resistance. Don't have any more melee damage, which kind of sucks. I don't really get much of these, so kind of lame. But anyway, now anything new here? Further on my way from an enemy, crystal limit I have for each critical hit. Which I've got in the other one. We speed up the dodging. Critical chance and critical. No critical chance. Here you go, 3.3. Should I increase the damage or the chance here? Kind of want to do crit chance for here and then damage on the bow. I can replace the 6.5 with the 8. And I have another 8 here. And this, I have another 3.5, I think. Oh no, I've already put it in 2.7. Yeah, 2.7. Could increase critical damage here. 6.5. Have like one of each. Maybe just leave it like that. Good chance 124. Good damage 56. Again, don't really know what the numbers mean there. Like, how much is that exactly? Yeah, I've got no fabric, huh? So I can't really upgrade. Can't really upgrade anything. Probably upgrade the Thane stuff. Alright. We're gonna save it one last time and be done. Why can't I? Because auto saving? Okay. Do not want to go in that direction. I want to go here. I feel like we're going to get polar bears up there. Just saying. Okay. Alright. Alright guys, that's it. Made up the time. So we went 2 hours yesterday, got too tired, 6 hours today, so that's 8, which is kind of normal to like how I used to do it. But yeah, so kind of the story was kind of it wasn't, I wouldn't say it's like super interesting this time in Overshire. I kind of would have like, it's a very grey area, right? And like what Odin said, it's like I picked treason or madness, you know, like in terms of a good decision, or like being a good, you know, what's best of people, probably would have been better for Halfdan to, you know, eventually die out, and then for Fadavir or whatever his name is to like take the role and be king or be like ruler of the land. You know, like God knows what he's going to be as a king. Like the thing is, let's just say Fadavir turned out to be a bad king for whatever reason. It's like, you know, like Halfdan has a short amount of years left of madness, but probably be a good king for the most part. So X amount of years, you know, for a short amount of years for a good rule, compared to after Halfdan dies and Fadavir becomes king, is probably, you know, the rest of Fadavir's life is probably going to be a bad rule. So you really don't know. But I believe Fadavir would have probably ruled justly and ruled better. But at the same time, like, you know, Halfdan's sick, you know, just wait until he like passes away, like let him live his last moments ruling. But I guess that paranoia like made Fadavir, like he had to sacrifice Fadavir for his craziness, I suppose, to be sane. And even then, like, to used to say he's, you know, gonna second guess people, like other people that knew him, that are gonna think that he thinks he's gonna overthrow his, you know, throne. But the point is, I guess now, like, all the possible suspects are dead. Like Fishy, whatever his name is, the king, like, he's dead. He sided with the Picts. Fadavir is dead, and Moira, the healer, is like, I guess she's the only last like suspect. But I guess he trusts her, I guess. And if after Halfdan passes, is there any good leader? Like, it's kind of like in you know, that question I had in Cyberpunk with the other Cardos, or the, like, if there's no good leader to challenge, you know, the current, if the current leader or current king gets rid of all the opposition, all the strong leaders in fear of them overthrowing, then when they pass on, there's not going to be any good leaders left to rule. You know, you got to have like a heir or a successor. Then if you're always in fear that they're going to take over, then it's bad for your kingdom. You know, you need someone who's going to challenge you and rule, even if it's like they argue against you, but as long as they're not doing it with any malice or any malicious intent, then one day they'll be able to, like, and as long as they have good reasons, you know, they're not not vying for power at the cost of their people, then they're a good leader. But yeah, it's very grey. It's kind of hard to like get behind decisions when there's no like good decision, or when the good decision, in my opinion, would have been siding with Fadavir or trusting him. That would have been a good decision for me, right, against a madman. But that would have been the bad decision, because, well, not really a bad decision, but if you chose that, you wouldn't have got the alliance. So it's kind of strange that you choose like the worst of two things to gain the benefit. Normally, it's like you get rewarded or you gain the benefit for doing the good thing, or for doing the most, like, you know, yeah, the most like good decision, you know. But at the same time, like, your goal is to make an alliance. But I guess if Fadavir would have overthrown Halfdan or whatever, Fadavir would have given you his alliance. So I feel like the outcome would have been the same. Like, you know, like, I guess what Odin said is kind of true. Like, you're committing treason. So is that really a good thing? You know, like Eivor said, if she found anyone doing that to her clan, she would have like ripped their skin off or whatever she said. So yeah, I mean, treason is never a good thing, but like, was it really treason? Like, she wasn't conspiring against Faravir to kill Halfdan. Like, you could have still kept loyal, and then eventually Fantom would have died, or, you know, even if, I guess it would have been eventually, and the point is to do it now. So I don't know, like, what else could you have done? Like, sped up the poison process somehow, and, you know, without anyone knowing, and then it's not really, is it really treason if you're under that, you're not under the rule of Halfdan, you're kind of your own person. So it's more like assassination than treason, which would have been fine because it would have aligned a little bit better with your goals as an assassin, like getting rid of incompetent rulers. I mean, but you know, I guess anyway, you kind of got that connection with Halfdan and Ragnar. Like, you got that connection with Halfdan as Ragnar's son, which is a great figure, and obviously, like, if anyone who watches whoever in real life watches the show Vikings, you kind of already look at Ragnar and his sons as like kind of cool people. So there's like that real world influence there. But then you've already met Uber, who's good. You know, Ivar is not very good. You ended up killing him, but there was Halfdan, and then he also mentioned Sigurd the Eye, Snake in the Eye, and Bjorn, who we haven't seen yet, who we probably won't ever see. So maybe they're in the DLC. If they're in the DLC, it'd be really cool. I'm not sure in real life history who's older, Bjorn or Halfdan. I know Bjorn was like really famous. I know Sigurd Snake in the Eye was like one of the youngest ones. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, next stream we'll clear out the rest of the area. We've got the sync point. We've got 3 wells and one or two world events. So that shouldn't be too long, and then we'll go back to the settlement, upgrade. We'll be able to upgrade something, and then yeah, and off to the next area. Probably, I think it's Nottinghamshire on the left there, and yeah, then we'll work, and then we gotta work our way towards Wessex. So we gotta do. I'm pretty sure Wessex is next, and then yeah, we're really close to the end. We're like 80-90% done. After we do all the story for Wessex, well, we got Stoninghamshire, we got Hamptonshire, which is in Wessex, and we got the main city for Wessex. I think that's all the regions we've got left. Maybe we've got one more. That's 4. That's 4 regions left, and then we got to go back to Asgard and finish off that quest line. I also want to go back to Jotunheim to beat that big bear boss, or that big metal ball boss, whatever that was. That was like max level, so we got to beat that. So we've got some stuff left to do in Asgard, and then wherever the ending is, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a big like quest for the ending for the last mission. And we also got to go back to Norway to clear that out. So probably at some point we've got to go back to King Harold. Maybe, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if the main quest is actually required us to go back to Norway, but I don't know, I'm hoping so. We'll see. If we get to a point of no return and we don't go to Norway, then I'm not really sure what I'll do. I might just finish the story, and then once we've finished it, we'll clear out Norway and all that and all the rest. But then again, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll clear it out before I finish the last quest if I actually know it's coming. Because what I want to do is when we get to finish the game, I'm sure there's going to be like some secret stuff, so I want to probably spend like, 10-20 minutes to half an hour, however long on stream, like maybe going through like, I don't know, just understanding what it means, like understanding people's theories or people's explanations. Maybe not so much on YouTube, but maybe like on any written stuff, like Reddit or something like that, or whatever, like forum is like out there. Like comments and stuff, because I'm not really I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this ending is just going to be fairly simple, and there might not be any mysteries, but there have been mysteries during the game, like the person behind the ice wall in Jotunheim, the mad one, whoever that is, the person that's speaking through the through the what are they called? God, the anomalies. And then we've also got to find out who the anonymous person is that led us to this person's grave, to Eivor's grave, the person in the real world. I'm guessing them and the mad one that's been spoken about in the recordings are the same person, but the people speaking in the recording are like a man and a woman talking about their son and stuff, so I guess they're different again. So yeah, there's a lot of mysteries in the game, so maybe there's more hints somewhere that will explain that, and we can sort of research that and kind of do it on stream. So then if anybody's watching and you can sort of gain the same level of understanding or extra information that I am, because I think that's it. Like I think there's going to be like open ends basically for the ending, whether it's for the DLC and maybe the DLC will get explained, maybe not, I don't know, but better to have info than not. And then yeah, speaking of DLC, when the Valhalla DLC comes out, it'll probably be next year, or maybe probably this year actually, maybe mid to the end of this year, I don't really know, I'm just assuming, but yeah, when the DLC comes out, we're definitely going to be doing that. I think there's two, I forgot what they were, let me just Google it real quick. Valhalla DLCs. Ubisoft reiterated that it's committed to adding to the cross-gen and AC game via DLC. Huh. Valhalla will have a stronger and longer post-launch program, okay. Minimum of 2 expansions, like Odyssey and Origins. No information on what they're called. I'm pretty sure there was a name was out there sooner or later. The name was out there just sometime. Season 2 of DLC. Oh, okay. Valhalla had its free DLC event in December with the release of the Yuletide Festival, okay. Which I just ignored because I didn't really have any time left. Couple of new modes. Real DLC extravaganza begins later, okay. So that was just like a seasonal thing. 2 major expansions, free to all players. Will launch in March and okay, Season 2 to launch in March, combat-oriented game mode, Young's Viking update, Valhalla festivals, new gear, cosmetic items, first true magic expansion which also launches sometime this spring, called Wrath of the Druids. Part of the Season Pass, DLC will take place to Ireland where they'll face a druidic cult, fight their way through haunted forest, dazzling landscapes while gaining influence among Gaelic kings. So this is like it's like the Senua's Sacrifice type of DLC. And following this DLC is the Siege of Paris in summer 2021. Battle against historic figures in Francia, infiltrating Paris and the River Seine in a lengthy siege. Even though these two are the only announced DLCs, blah blah blah. Much more to look forward to in the next year or two. Okay. So that's it, yeah. So we've got the Wrath of the Druids, and which is actually inside for. Siege of Paris sounds interesting, but I feel like it's gonna be just one big story mission about the siege, but like without anything related to any assassin stuff, which kind of sucks. Same with Wrath of the Druids, doesn't seem like seems like it's going to be pretty mysterious, and I kind of like druids, the idea of druids, so it's going to be probably a bit more interesting. But yeah, no DLC, like no assassin focused DLC. In Origins we had the Hidden Ones DLC, which was assassin focused, although it was smaller. And then we had in Odyssey we had the First Blade DLC, which was also the smaller DLC, but Assassin's Creed orientated. And this seems like it has none, so it's kind of worrying, because it seems like they're slowly, like, not only did they make the Assassin's related DLCs small in the previous two games, but now it's got none. Like, no, like, is there a third DLC coming or some shit like that? Like, I don't know, but it's kind of worrying, because that's even less Assassin's Brotherhood stuff that we're getting. So again, unfortunate, you know, like, I don't believe that they'll ever do an Assassin's Creed game with so little assassins that there won't be in there. Like, the game's called Assassin's Creed, so they'll just have to have an assassin presence in there. But like, I don't think I'll ever quit the franchise, but if there's ever a point in the franchise where there's like absolutely no assassins anymore, or if like even now we're getting bare minimum, like we're getting 2 assassins in the game, don't have that, and they're just hunting all their members, you know what I mean? Like, that, I feel like this is already as bare minimum as what we can get, right? Like, well, like, how less can we get? We see one assassin and we have one fated meeting, and then we never see them again, and then we hunt the order of our own fruition and have no relation, you know. Like, at the very least here we have an assassin bureau kind of in our settlement, you know, but like, they can't ever get rid of assassins completely, can they? Because it's called Assassin's Creed. Like, there'll always be the animus, there'll always be a real life counterpart, but a lot of people don't like the real life counterpart. So is there going to be some sort of thing where they're going to get rid of the real life stuff because people like don't like it, because they're the worst part of the game, but they're the only, it's one of the very few connections to the like assassin part of it, you know. Like, in the real world we don't get much assassin stuff anymore, so it's kind of disappointing, you know. Like, I feel like my love for the franchise is slowly like decreasing, and I feel like it's just going to be Assassin's Creed, like, in name only. You know, if there's ever a point where there's going to be no assassins or no relation to them, you know, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to quit the series, but man, I guess I'll just temper my expectations and just treat it as an action game, which would really suck. I'm already like doing that right now with like the latest 3 games, but like, I'm always just holding on to that straw of hope. Like, Origins wasn't too bad. It's actually the Origins of the Assassins, so that wasn't too bad. You know, like, even though it didn't have much Assassin Creedy type stuff, but honestly, it just had nothing. But the excuse there was that it was way before its time, like way before the Brotherhood, and it was like way before Origins, and this was, Valhalla is after Origins but before AC1. So I guess, like, I'm grasping on that straw that it's really early in the timeline, and that's all I have to grasp on, you know. Like in the future games, you know, wherever the timeline is, you know, if it's post AC1 or post AC2, or, you know, whatever, post Revelation, like, at the point of AC1, or at the very least at the point of AC2, there's significant assassin bureaus and a significant assassin presence in like every city, like in every like kind of area like around the globe, you know. And definitely in Revelations there's definitely significant amount, because when we go to Constantinople, they actually know Ezio as the Grand Master, so it's at least spread enough to the point where the different bureaus know of Ezio, and, you know, he's, you know, like, the influence is spread across like different cities. So wherever the next game is, it should definitely have more of Assassin's presence. I mean, depending on the era, but if the era is post AC2, then I expect it to have a lot like more Assassin's presence, or more presence of the Brotherhood. You can't really use the excuse of You know, it's too early. The assassins haven't really made a, you know, aren't really made yet, or they haven't been around, or the you know, they haven't really made much of a presence that much. That's kind of the excuse for this game. You know, they're kind of small in number, and they've always been small in number, but presence in every city and in every kind of like region, you know, at least, and you know, in every culture and every religion or whatever, they have a presence. So, like, there's definitely more errors. There's definitely more like time periods where you can say that, where you can say, oh, it's before the Assassin's Creed, like the Assassins were created or whatever, or it's, you know, in the time period of like Odyssey to Valhalla. There's definitely a time period in between there that they can have a game, probably, like of all the time periods that's out there in the world. You can definitely still make that excuse that, you know, there's assassins aren't very prominent, but eventually you're gonna have to go forward, and you're gonna have to go more recent, and you're gonna have to go post AC2, post, you know, Revelations. You know, at the point of Unity, there's, you know, assassins like integrated in like the city structure in terms of like political stuff, you know. So it's not until the Great Purge of the assassins, which happens in the modern times, that they're so low that there's hardly any like at all, you know. That happens in the modern times. That happens in like, I think, the 90s or like the 2000s, I think, with Subject 4. So I'm just grafting on that last straw, I guess. I really hope, like, whenever the next Assassin's Creed comes out, that's like in a time period where the assassins are prominent. I hope that they don't push them aside, you know, because they can definitely say that there's a lot of assassins around, but we're playing role of a character that's not involved, and is, you know, some sort of like has a run in with an assassin and isn't really involved in the Brotherhood. You know, you can definitely say that. You don't have to make they don't have to make the story, but I really hope they do. You know, like, you kind of do have to. Like, if the assassins are around, you got to be involved. You know, you got to have MC involved, no matter the game. So yeah, I really hope it's just this trilogy. You know, this Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla trilogy. That's, you know, the trilogy where we've gotten like the least amount of assassins. Origins is the one exception I'll give. I understand Odyssey because it's way before, but like, I'm not really sure if I'll give that a pass because I didn't have to do that time period. But I guess Peloponnesian War is a major event, so any kind of major event, they'll do like a time period around it, I guess. So, but Origins, so I guess Odyssey is the annoying one. Origins I can give a pass because it was actually the start of the Assassins, and there was actually like, the story was about the whole philosophy and bringing them together. You know, and then by the end, Aya went to London, or not London. Was it London? No, it was Italy, and what was the place? Was it like the Vatican? No, not the Vatican. Oh, I forgot what the bureau was called, man. God damn it. Anyway, it was in Italy, the Italian bureau, basically, one of the cities in Italy. I think was it Venice? I don't know, but yeah, that's where Aya made her bureau. So that was the first bureaus, assassin bureaus ever, were in Egypt and in Italy. So, and it just expands from there. So that was like significant, but here it's not significant. We're not spreading the Brotherhood in this game at all. We're just killing Order members, and that was the same in Odyssey. We're just killing the Order members, and we discovered about the Order of the Ancients, and it was basically the start of like the skills of the assassins started from a combination of Cassandra and like basically her son, right? That's where all the skills of the assassins began, because her son was taught by Darius, who was basically the progenitor of stealth arts and stealth skills, and then Cassandra was just a great fighter, a Spartan warrior. So their son learnt all these, like, it kind of explains how good, why their kind of assassins are kind of really good fighters and really skilled, and how they're like really great at stealth, because it was all started with Darius from the DLC and Cassandra's abilities, and her son eventually descended into Arya from Origins, and Arya and Bayek. I don't think they had a kid. I don't think Arya and Bayek had a kid, but at the very least, Arya's not necessarily descendants, but Arya taught Bayek how to fight, or at least some stealthy stuff, some stealth skills. So then anyone under them, doesn't have to be descendants, but any students under them will learn those moves. So that's basically, I guess that's a very, very large stretch on what Odyssey was the origins of, like the Order of the Ancients, and even though that kind of just was around, but it was that girl in Odyssey that was the wife of, I forgot who it was, but she was the one who created the Order for a specific purpose, but there was still another Order from another country that they had contact with. So anyway, I'm kind of ranting right now, but Odyssey was like the origins of the Templars or the Order, but it still wasn't very explained very well. But yeah, that's like, I guess the reason for that game. That's the only benefit it really does. It brings to the Brotherhood, like their skills and the origins of the Templars or the Order, I guess, back then. And Valhalla doesn't really, Origins is the origins of the assassins, and Valhalla isn't really the origins of anything. Like, I guess it's the origins of their presence in England. But then again, like I said earlier, we're not capitalizing on that story beat, and it's not like we don't have a task. We have a task to kill the Order members, and that's always been the case. But like, we've also had in previous AC games recruiting people, saving people, recruiting people, doing not only killing Order members, but like helping the Bureau out, like sending people from the Bureau out on missions, even though we don't get to see them, but we see it, like they go send out missions and they come back. That's like when we get to see, just you get to see Brotherhood members around in the Bureau. We're not really doing that at all. So in Valhalla, like, we're not expanding the Brotherhood when I think we should, especially if this is if this is Hytham's first foothold in England and he wants to establish a presence or I know their targets, I know their only objective is to kill Order members here. Right, I know that expanding the influence isn't really their goal, so they're probably going to kill the Order members and then go back to wherever they came from. But at the same time, like, while you're here, like, you're under the protection of a whole clan, like, just recruit, like, 5 more people, man. That's all you got to do, and have at least the start of it. Even if Hytham goes back, at least you've got people here that are going to carry on, the Brotherhood objectives. Yeah, anyway, rant over. I guess I'm just annoyed by that. And, but yeah, overall, the game is overall pretty good. The story is pretty lacking, I think. Every region story is decent, and some region stories are good. None of them are, like, super great. Yeah, so it's, like, average and good, but none of them are great. But overall, the whole overarching story is not that good, because all the stories that are amounting to are eventually when we gonna call for their aid and like get their alliance, and that's really it. I'm assuming it's gonna culminate into some point in the final, like at the end of the game, where we're all gonna need them for something, and that'll be significant. But the fact that we're just like, every region has a new character, every region has a new king, and I understand that's the part of the game, but like, it's not really, hasn't been, it doesn't really matter. Once you finish one story, you move on to the next, and it never really, like this, it just doesn't matter. Even if you see that character again, the story, it doesn't make any impact to anything you're doing. Like, what's even the goal here, Like, we're trying to make allies, but for what? Like, what are we doing? Is, like, Sigurd's plan to, like, become king of the whole England? Like, there's no, like, significant goals here. Like, even Eivor's goals is just to gain alliance for the clans and have safety, and gain glory. I guess that's a major goal for her, like, gain glory, and we've kind of been doing that throughout the region, so we've made a name for ourselves. So I guess that's a goal, but that's our, you know, personal goal. You know, you can do that by fighting and stuff, but the alliance, like, there's not really any point in it so far, like, that I've seen. Like, Sigurd is not really, like, in his right mind. Our other main goal is to kill the Order of the Ancients, and we're only doing that because of the assassins and because they plague and corrupt and kill people, you know. Like, that's pretty much it. We're doing the assassin's job for them, you know, and Hatham is just standing there in the settlement doing nothing. When I feel like he should be, like, in Origins, at least Aya took down some of their Order members, some of the big members, and it's kind of like an, oh, we don't get to kill them kind of moment, but it's also like a, oh, cool, she's actually doing something off screen that's significant, and it also makes us, like, so that we don't get, like, that it's not tedious taking down these major assassin guys because two or three of them are already killed by Aya, and it doesn't get tedious. We don't have to do all of it because, you know, like, however much we do in the game in Origins is enough. You know, it's part of the story, it's significant. But in here, like, there's nothing. We're just killing them all. Not only do we have to get all the four, like, big people, but we have to kill all the people in that line, which has always been part of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, we have to do, like, every single, like, kill, and it's fine because in other previous AC games that we've done that, right? But the difference is back then we were an assassin first, and that was our major goal, to get rid of the Order, recruit members for the Brotherhood, you know, increase our influence, save the people, or, you know, whatever, and a bit of the Isu stuff, keep the, like, almost in every game it was like keep the Isu artifact out of the Order's hands, you know, and in turn, like, start killing them or start taking them down and assassinating them. But in this game, we're not an assassin, we're not a full-fledged assassin, so theoretically it's not really our job, you know. It kind of just feels like faked. I guess when Hazem is just standing there and he's just been, like, mulling over texts, or, you know, like, he shouldn't be saying, oh, when you come across a region and you come across Order members, go and kill them. Like, he should be on the prowl, man. He should be, like, out there, even if he's not doing it, he should be out there, like, making plans for us, or, like, you know, he talks about his scouts or whatever, or someone that's, you know, like this soldier guy that we've got some holy soldier we've got a letter, that Heisman got a letter for, like, is he, like, part of the Brotherhood, like, that eventually, like, is he going to be recruited, or, like, Heisman doesn't know him, so is that the start of, like, some little assassin, like, Brotherhood tidbit there? Even then, if it's just one or so mission, then that's kind of lame, when there's been, like, so many missions in the game already. But yeah, nothing else to really mention except still getting, like, bugs and glitches. You know, some things in walls and in the ground, we're getting lip syncing still, like, off, which kind of always has been, but towards, like, the half the game and beyond, it's been pretty prominent. Like, almost every second sentence, when it pans over and it kind of, like, pans over to them for the first time or the second time, the lips don't move, and then it just kind of waits for the next sentence, and then it starts moving again. And there's other things like people not walking at the right time, or not walking through stuff, or not moving, or not being able to speak to them, like, in time, or, you know, there's bugs and just inconsistencies like that. I'm noticing them a little bit more often now they're getting towards the end of the game. But yeah, after all that talking and a drink, but that's it. See you guys next time. Cheers. Make sure you drink water and take it easy. Fantom out. Peace.